What up, YouTube? CliffBeats, no script, off the rip. I was just eating a powdered donut in this bitch. I feel like I got fucking powder all over my face. If you're new to my channel, do me a favor. Is this Ross's channel? I don't know if Ross has a channel. Anyways, guys, listen. Go subscribe to Joyner Lucas, and if Ross has a channel, please go subscribe to him. Yo, I did the reaction / breakdown to Joyner Lucas's Ross Capicchioni. Capicchioni. I hope I'm saying the name right. I thought he died. I thought he died in the video. I thought that was it. I didn't know that he survived. You guys kept messaging me saying, "Yo, Cliff, you have to check out his story. He survived." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Some people try to like break it down for me, and I was like, I didn't read those comments. I was like, I don't look at that shit. So we're gonna check this out. Fasten your seatbelt. We're going for a ride. It's crazy. After seeing the video, I want to see how accurate Joyner, depicted it or portrayed it, should I say? Because what Joyner did was just, it was amazing. Like I said, his storytelling is off the charts, and he was using that backpack cipher, multi-syllable rhyme scheming, but he was telling his story so well that you didn't even fucking notice. So we're gonna check this out. I want to hear what Ross has to say and get to meet the man. Let's go. Fasten your seatbelt. We're going for a ride. It's Ross's Skateboarder's unbelievable survival story. Let's go.
All right, we're ready. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
All right, my name is Ross Capicchioni. I'm from Macomb, Michigan, suburb outside of Detroit.
Start with your story of
how it happened.
Yeah.
Well, it happened like I was a junior in high school, 17-year-old punk shit. Just doing my thing, skating, hanging out.
What I mean is basically there's no...
This kid supposedly was supposed to be my friend, and I knew this kid for 10 years prior before this day. He asked me, "Hey, can you give me a ride to my cousin's house, down in the D?"
First thing I noticed in the video with Joyner Lucas, he said that he was new to this school and this guy befriended him. But he's saying this was a friend of 10 years.
Prior before this day, he asked me, "Hey, can you give me a ride to my cousin's house, down in the D?" All right, yeah, well, like what part? Like the west side or the east side? And he's like, "The east side." And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't got no business on the east side." He's like, "No, it's cool, man. Like the east side, that's like 7 Mile, like it's like a third world country. The police, they won't stop and get out the car. They won't pull you over. If there's gunshots, they'll wait till everything's clear and they'll come pick your body up off the street and that's it."
Yeah, it sounds like Inglewood or O'Block. It sounds like areas by me, but he just said the 7 Mile. That's by where Eminem grew up. Just goes to show you, people know that area is not where you want to be at, man. So there's parts of Chicago that are the same way. That's not to brag either. It's just, it's fucked up.
They'll wait till everything's clear and they'll come pick your body up off the street and that's it. He's like, "Please, man, please." I'm like, "No." So like a week goes by, I'm still telling him no, because
I'm getting heavy Mac Miller vibes here.
I had a feeling like, "Don't go down there." Kept asking me, "I'll give you 30 bucks for gas," all this shit. I'm like, "All right, whatever, you're my friend. I'll take you down there."
For weeks? He was asking him for weeks, did he say?
"Don't go down there." Kept asking me, "I'll give you 30 bucks for gas," all this shit. I'm like, "All right, whatever, you're my friend. I'll take you down there."
I would have sworn I heard him say for a couple weeks he was asking. I gotta check this out. I just want to make sure.
Like, no. So like a week goes by.
A week went by. Yeah, that seems shady as shit in the first place right there.
I'm still telling him no, because I had a feeling like, "Don't go down there." Kept asking me, "I'll give you 30 bucks for gas," all this shit. I'm like, "All right, whatever, you're my friend. I'll take you down there." I go to school that day, and I get out, and everything seems normal. We go to the gas station, he gives me the money for gas. We drive down there. So I get off, and it's just like, I get that eerie feeling like you're in a bad spot. But it's like broad daylight out, beautiful day like that today. And we're driving, and he's telling me where to go, and we pull out on the street, and there's people outside, and he's like, "All right, that's the house right there." So he's like, pull around back in the back. Like when I turned the corner to go right, like I seen it was like caution, like do not enter and all this shit, but I still, because I knew him for so long, I just thought, it's the D, it's, whatever. There was a fence, like a grass area, my vehicle, and then houses right there. So it was like, I wasn't in the middle of nowhere or anything. And like I get out, and he gets out, and like, it's only a couple seconds, I'm looking around, My ears are ringing. I'm like, man, that was close. And I kind of just glanced down and my arm's just hanging off like a zombie. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this is, it's not real. And I kind of shake it off and look again and it's just hanging off my arm. And I'm like, okay, then it kicks in, like blood, like flowing like an animal. And then I look up and this kid's just holding a shotgun, like 10 feet away from me, just holding it right at me. And I asked him, I said, like, did you shoot me? And he just...
Yo, dude, this is a friend of 10 fucking years, man.
Like, did you shoot me? And he just...
Ugh.
blew a hole in my chest like this big. So after that, I just dropped to my knees. I lost all my air, I couldn't see. I remember like being on my on my hands and knees, and I felt the barrel of the gun on my head. I felt this barrel just shaking still on my head, and so I smacked it away.
Yo, just to even be able to have like the wherewithal, just to fucking like, to have the awareness to fucking just smack it away like that.
But it was a shotgun, so it sprayed. So it still like hit me in the head really good, but it didn't blow my head off like a watermelon just to pieces. So after that, I got a little sight and I was like, okay, I'm still moving. Like, I don't know what's going on with my head, but I know I'm alive. And I remember I looked up and he was just staring at me, and he took the butt of the gun and like smashed me in the face with it. Knocks my teeth out. Like, I fall back, but I could still see at this point, and I don't understand like how I can see because I have so much damage to like my lung and
It's his chest x-ray. That's his heart, dude. Look at all the pellets.
heart. I felt like these hands, I can see because I have so much damage to like my lung and heart. I felt like these hands like in my pocket digging for my car keys. Like when he's trying to grab my keys, like I ended up on my stomach. And I look up and I see my Jeep Commander driving away, just driving away, flying away. And I said, okay, well, either I stay laid down in this spot right here and die, or I try to get up.
The Joyner definitely switched some stuff around just to make the Honda Civic work in there. Of course, he had to switch some of the story up. So he just said it was a Jeep Commander.
So I try to push myself up, but like take my left arm, take it right out. So gunshot to the chest, bigger than a soup bowl, and then my head all mashed up. And I'm trying to push myself off the ground. Kept trying, and I'm like, all right, you know what? One more. I'm gonna try it one more time. And I pushed up, and then out of nowhere, I felt these arms from underneath me pick me up. And I remember like swinging, trying to grab someone, and there was no one around. And I was just like standing up still, like a drunk, zombie, just like. And I got this like a shove, like someone shoved me from behind to go forward. I must have got about 7-8 feet. I just fell straight down. Because I remember I hit the ground like on my stomach. I'm like, all right, well, I went as far as I could. This shit's hurting like too much. Like, let me just close my eyes and start relaxing. And sure enough, I closed my eyes and all the pain started going away. And then I'd wake up real fast and be like, this is not right. I just got shot 30 seconds ago. How's the pain stopping? And I'd be like, don't worry about it. Go back to sleep. That's a good feeling when you're sleeping. So I'd pass back out a little bit, and then I'd be like dying. And then I'd wake myself up, like my own voice, third person, and hey man, get up man, you're dying. And then like I did that, and then I heard, hey, hey, and I like started hearing this guy, and he's like running over to me. So when I fell, there was like a probation officer at a stoplight, and he seen me fall out of the woods, like all bloody broad daylight. And then I felt his hand on my back, like, hey man, you're fine, don't close your eyes. Come on, the ambulance is coming, they're coming. And I'm like, man.
For him, he had a guardian angel or something there, man. To say like he felt somebody pick him up and then shove him 7 or 8 feet. I really wonder how far he walked to get to that street, because he obviously he's in shock, losing blood. He's in the middle of dying, like he said. He's falling asleep, and the pain is so immense that he starts going to sleep because his body's going to sleep. It's shutting down. It's trying to save itself. Your body's going into survival mode at that point. We're basically getting ready to die. Oh.
Like, I just want to sleep. Leave me alone, man. But then in my head, I'm like, no, you don't, because if you fall asleep, you're sleeping forever. And I remember like getting on the stretcher, and they're putting me in the stretcher, and just like the facial expression of the paramedic was just a stunned look on his face, but in the same time telling me I looked great. I looked beautiful, like you're gonna be fine. And then it just like blacked out and I went to like I was outside of the ambulance on my skateboard, filming it, like rolling telephoto filming of the ambulance, and the doors open, everyone's panicking, and I see my legs coming out, and like once it gets to my head, blacked out. I was pronounced dead on arrival right there. John Doe had nothing on me. They said, you know, Doc, this kid's, you know, gone, and Doc said, no. You know, I'm here, let me try. Like when I was pronounced dead on arrival, like throw him in the body bag, he's dead. Like the doctor said no, like, you know, I'm gonna try to help him. This man doesn't know who I am. He could have said, yeah, he's dead, all right, I'm going back home. He said, no, like I feel something, I'm gonna try. Did the heart surgery.
Yeah, you know, as fucked up as our medical system is, you know, we got to give it out to those doctors that are out there that do look out for us. It's just like with any career, there's good and bad people at their profession, you know. And shout out to this doctor that helped Ross, man.
I'm gonna try. Did the heart surgery, gave me 24 hours to, you know, see if I was still breathing on the ventilator. After 24 hours, I was still alive. They fixed my arm and my head, and I woke up 3 days later. I remember like waking up and it was still all white, like white everywhere, and I'm like, dead. I'm 17, I'm dead. And then it starts to like come in, and it's like I see curtains, like a freaking oxygen tank, and I'm like starting. And then out of nowhere, bam, perfect vision again. I'm in a hospital. And then I'm like tied down to the bed because I got the breathing tube in me. I got this thing pumping air into my lungs, so I start freaking out. There's a nurse there the whole time though. I didn't even notice her because I was all tied down, and I just hear screaming like, he's awake, he's awake. And I see her like running out of the room, and then like running back, like 3 more nurses and the doctor, just this woman just coming around the corner, flying, like throws her clipboard in the air, runs up to me, oh my God, you look beautiful. Like, and in my head I'm like, what do you mean? I look beautiful. I can't even, what's going on? Like, am I tied down? And then she's like, all right, 1, 2, and like on 2, she pulled that thing out of my throat, man. I got to breathe again, like real air, like, you know, of course I coughed up a ball of tar and BBs, but everyone was just looking at me like, you're alive. Like, you're breathing on your own right now. Like, what's your name? I don't know. What year is it? What? Who's the president?
You're just waking up. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, but like, isn't that the weirdest thing? Like, they're asking you all these questions, and like, your body and your mind just went through basically like a life-ending situation. They're asking you these questions just to see if you are aware of your surroundings. But fucking proud. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't fucking imagine being able to answer those questions.
What year is it? What? Who's the president? Huh? Is there any way we could contact anyone you know with a phone number? I was like, 2-7. Out of anything, my name, anything, the year, only thing I remembered after that was my father's phone number. For 3 days, my family didn't know. My father was outside, like, spraying out the garage, and he got the phone call from the hospital saying, I think we got your son, he's been shot, but he's alive. So, I don't know how my parents had it. I don't know how that feels. Like, you're a father. Like, so, I don't know. It chokes me up because, like, it's crazy, but they came down there, and I remember, like, I seen my mom come in and my dad, and I'm looking at him, I was like, Mom, you can't get mad at me right now. She's like, mad? You're alive, you're alive.
It's crazy that he has the balls, not the balls, but like, able to tell this story, which takes a lot of guts. But then, like, you notice the whole time he wasn't getting choked up until he brought up like his parents and thinking about what they were going through. Like, that's what he was worried about the most and like concerned with, was what his parents were going through.
After like the 4th day, they were like, all right, get up, you know, start walking, like, let's go. I'm like, let's go where? He's like, you're going home tomorrow. I'm like, it's been 5 days. He's like, dude, you're going home. What do you want to live in a hospital? You want to go live your life again? I'm like, sir, I got a hole in my chest the size of a teacup. He's like, listen, Ross, I gave you a tip of advice. You live through this, you're going to be okay. Just go home, live your life. Don't hang out with these kids anymore. After 5 days, they sent me home. So like, I'm shot, you know. My parents are asking me questions. My dad's asking me, what are we gonna do about it? And I'm like telling him, like, Dad, I know who did it, you know? The next day, like, out of a movie, like, these men in suits came in. And my dad's like, yeah, can I help you? And they pull out their, you know, badges and FBI, you know. They say the kid's name. And I'm like, yeah, I know him, that's who shot me. He's like, oh, could you identify him through a picture? I was like, of course. Pull out a picture of the kid. I said, that's him right there. He said, Ross, we have him in custody. I said, how? I just woke up like 2 days ago. I just learned how my name again, like how to talk. He's like, the day blank shot you, he called blank and told him. So this kid shoots me and calls his buddy and says, hey, I shot Ross, he's dead. The kid's like, no, you didn't, you're lying. Because imagine another 15-year-old kid saying to a 15-year-old kid, you know? So after they hang up, the kid he told calls the police on him. And he was met by a SWAT team right at his front yard.
Oh my God, man. That's so, dude, if they known each other for 10 years, he said this kid was 15, he was 17, and I like how they're never mentioning this guy's name to not give him any clout. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not releasing his name for whatever reason, but it's smart because you don't want him, because usually, like, they give shooters, like, they give shooters and not the victims the attention. If you notice that in a lot of situations, which is fucked up. You give like a memorial of like a picture and then it's just forgotten about. There's no story or nothing. But that's crazy to know each other from 5 and 7 years old. Then the guy called the other guy to tell him I did it. Like,
imagine another 15-year-old kid saying to a 15-year-old kid, you know? So after they hang up, the kid he told calls the police on him.
Then the guy called the police on him. Oh my God.
And he was met by a SWAT team right at his front yard. Got him. And like all I had to do was go to court and testify against him. I went in there, man, in a wheelchair, head still stapled, no teeth, 105 pounds because of all the blood I lost, arm cast, and I sat in front of 40 of his family and him, and he couldn't look me in the eye. He had his head down the whole time, and I had
He's a little fucking bitch.
to tell my story like this to everyone. That was the first one. I had to go back to final sentencing, and that's when I was healed. Like, so I walked back in the courtroom the second time. He comes out in a purple suit, top hat, cane, and sunglasses.
Yeah, let's show up to court like that. Oh, I hope the judge reamed into his ass, dude. Put me in a room with this motherfucker for 5 minutes. Just lock the door behind me.
In a purple suit, top hat, cane, and sunglasses. This is the kid who shot me at court, smiling. While his family cheers him on, says, like, way to shoot Ross, called me a coward because I was taking the justice route. Like, I didn't lower myself to his standards and go try to kill him. I spoke and the judge like looked at this kid and said, you know, said his name and he said, yo,
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to stop, but so his family wanted Ross to go back and retaliate in like street violence versus going, no, that's just them being upset that he survived. What do you mean you're gonna go kill somebody? You have to go to justice. This isn't snitches get stitches. This isn't someone getting popped for doing a drug deal with each other. This is somebody attempting to murder you. Yes, you go in front of a judge. The fuck you mean the justice route? Yeah, fuck those people, man. Fuck those people.
Spoke and the judge like
They all could rat.
looked at this kid and said, you know, said his name and he said, yo, Ross, thank you. And the kid just looked at the judge like, what do you mean? He's like, because if you would have killed Ross that day, you would have got life in prison. But since Ross was a warrior and survived, you get a second chance, and he just slammed the gavel on him. He said, go have fun in prison for 35 years.
35, so he gets 17 basically. Good behavior, maybe 17, 20 years.
Slammed the gavel on him. He said, go have fun in prison for 35 years. Well, I found out that the cause of the shooting was because he had to join a gang. That was his initiation was kill a random person.
I heard you hear the pain in his voice. That was his friend to join a gang. He's like, so who was one of my best friends, his initiation was to join a gang. Hear his voice crack a little bit.
Years. Well, I found out that the cause of the shooting was because he had to join a gang. That was his initiation was kill a random person. he had to pick someone, so he just thought I would be the guy to pick. Yeah, that happened in 2007, about 4 years. And I'm telling you, the first 2 were the hardest. It gets hard, like waking up and knowing like someone tried to like shoot you down, and you got to get through that every day. Like seeing people, like I get on a bus, public bus, I'm freaking out the whole time. Like I don't trust anyone on the bus. For a while, my mother had to like take care of me as like how you do an infant, like washing, changing, feeding. Like I'm 17 years old and I got my mom bathing me. I can't move, I got no hand, I can't talk. I'm all weak. And my dad and mom were like, Ross, like come on, like the doctors say, like give it time. And then all my friends like coming to see me, hanging out with.
That's parent love right there, man. I'm sure they had no problem taking care of this man. But still, like, it's fucking, I'm sure they were glad to have him, but I understand where it's coming from. Fuck.
Come on, like the doctors say, like, give it time. And then all my friends, like, coming to see me, hanging out with me. Like, started getting more positive. One day I woke up and I felt different. Like, I was like, you know what, this is my world. That's what like, every time in physical therapy, like, I would try to do something, mess up, I'd be like, well, it's like a nollie backside flip. Like, you're gonna mess up until you try it and land it. When I'd mess up, I'd be like, no, I'd backside flip, and then I'd get it. Like I'd do something with my hand and like put the thing in, and the doctor would be like, oh yeah, good job, like you did it. And I'd be like,
Yeah, you gotta adjust on the fly in life, man. And if anybody can tell you that, it's this dude.
So I like started living my life as like skateboarding. It's been working. I'm very blessed, I see it now. Like when before, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm so unlucky. Like I went through all this getting shot, and really, like I look at it now after like maturing and growing up. Like it just gave me like a whole new leg up on life and how I can live my life, and it's crazy. Like it's like makes me happy to be alive, and just like so grateful for everything. Like I just look at what I got. I don't look at what I don't have. Look at what I have.
And dude, shout out to Ross, dude, for being the warrior he is. And I love that message at the end talking about being grateful for what you do have, and what you can't look at what you don't have. You know, we all, even people who have everything, there's something that they're missing. Everybody's missing something, man. It's only human nature wanting something greater. I always say that. And, when you grow older, being shot or not, but I'm sure being shot, damn near murdered, definitely gives you a different perspective on life that, unless you've gone through something similar, you wouldn't be able to understand. But, as a human in general, as you get older, you start to appreciate the things that you do have, because, as we're growing up, everything's glamorized from fucking, as we're kids, we're told to be famous or astronauts or lawyers or important people and stuff like that. And you just, that stuff's all good and dandy, and what I get to do for a living is amazing, and I love what I do. And I'm grateful for it. And I was very ungrateful in the beginning. I was I don't want to take away from the story, man, but I'm going into mine a little bit. Like I was upset that I couldn't do what I wanted to do, which was be a rapper. But then, given the opportunity I was given, I ended up falling in love with it, and I appreciated it for what it is. And, with like Ross, like, him just appreciating the little things. And then like he said, he's looking at life as he does with skateboarding. He's just adjusting on the fly. And anytime he messes up, he gets right back up on that board and keeps going, man. So anybody watching this, we all have stuff going on. We all go through peaks and valleys, and we hit some rock bottoms. I've hit rock bottom plenty of times. Not this type of rock bottom, but I hit rock bottom plenty of times, man. There's always room to bounce back if you fight back, man. But some people aren't given the chance to bounce back, so just count your blessings and just enjoy life. Take it day by day. Don't stay too stuck in the past. Don't be looking too far into the future. Stay in the present moment, man, and just yeah. This story is crazy, dude. Can you imagine that? So think about like a childhood friend that you grew up with. Like it's me I'm thinking about like one of my friends that I grew up with since I was fucking damn near just getting out of diapers, shooting me to get into a gang, you know, you wouldn't even think about it because you've been with this person for 10 years. Like he said, I was on bus. I don't trust a person at a bus stop, let alone now people that you've known for 10 years. Yeah, that would fucking talk about some trust issues. Jesus Christ. Drake, what you know about trust issues? Whoa, whoa. Ross, man, this dude is a boss. Ross is the boss. If he has a channel, guys, let me know. I'll go subscribe. If you can, show support in any way. I don't know if he's a skateboarder or what he is. Just let me know, man. Thanks for watching with me. I truly appreciate it. I'm glad he survived to tell the story. Like I said, I really respect the fact that they're not giving this man any praise. They won't say the shooter's name or anything. I'm going to have to do some Googling to see if I can find out, because I'm just going to be a fucking nosy fuck now. But thanks for watching with me. Take care of yourselves. I love you. I mean that. Thanks for watching with me. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. Or, you know, these stories and videos and artists. I'm grateful. That's why I say, if you notice, if you go to all my videos at the end of each one, I tell you thank you for everything, because I mean it. Like, you know, I didn't plan on having a fucking YouTube channel. I didn't plan on any of this, and you guys gave it to me, and I know that. I'm not saying I didn't work hard. I always work hard in everything that I do, but this is easy. This is fun. This is for me to decompress, and I get to watch stuff that you guys have been, you know, put on to way before I have, even though it was released a long time ago. So thank you. But I'm gonna keep rambling. I just want you to know how much I love and appreciate you guys. If you need me, please do not hesitate. My Instagram is linked in the description down below. If you suffer from anxiety, depression, panic attacks, PTSD, please do not hesitate. I cannot fix all your problems, but I'm here as a friend. I promise you that. I'm always here as a friend. If you have any requests or suggestions, please put them in the comment section down below. As I keep saying, I can't take any more through Instagram. I can't take screenshots anymore, man. My phone's full. I got 3 phones. I can't take any more. So I love you. Take care of yourselves, and on to the next one. Man, shout out to Ross again. CliffBeats out.